Welcome back. We're not done with the conversation around what's going on the Plateau. We're being joined in the program by the chairman of the 19 Northern States and the FCC, Reverend Joseph John Hayab. He joins us from Abuja studios, as well as Mr. Samuel Jato, Secretary to the Plateau State Government, joining us via Zoom. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on the program. Let me start with you, Mr. Jato, from the government angle. We just spoke with a general who has been at the operation theater and is giving his own diagnostics as far as this issue is concerned. In terms of his characterization of the challenge being faced on the Plateau, he feels that it's less of ethnicity and religion, more of criminality. How do you characterize it, sir?
Thank you for having me on the program. Good morning. First of all, I think Abundu, my good friend, yes, he did a very good job while he was here on the Plateau. And he touched on some of the matters, but he didn't paint a good picture. First, I want to make a correction on the impression we're having. The Plateau issue that we're facing today, it is because of the last incident that we're talking about the Plateau, but in context, it is the entire landscape of northern Nigeria that is affected by these issues. So let's not isolate Plateau, because that gives a negative narrative to the state. And that is one of the issues that we need to correct now. The issue at the crux of the matter is land grabbing. The issue of ethnicity and all that, I think they are just on the side. It is land grabbing, because how do you explain when you kill people, you maim, you clear them up, and you take over their homes and their farmlands? What is that? That is land grabbing. So when there is, he was painting a picture. The last incident was not a reprisal, because we don't know what happened before this happened. In the afternoon around 3 p.m., the people in Hurti village were just going about their normal activities, and people came in a motorcade of over 20 motorcycles and started shooting sporadically within the village, passed, and as the women and children and everybody ran out of the village, they now started burning the houses. They looted their farm produce, their potatoes and all. What do you call that? It is theft, it is land grabbing. It is banditry. And that is what is across the landscape of northern Nigeria. It is not synonymous with only Plateau State.
So, because I'm trying to understand, so on one hand you're saying it's land grabbing, but it looks like on the other hand there's also the element of criminality. Is it that they chase these people out and take over their land, or they just take their spoils, kill them and go away? What exactly is the picture here?
It's a combination of so many things, but what you have said is exactly what has happened. They chase people out of the villages, they steal from their houses, and in some cases where they want, where the land looks very fertile and it is good and it is nice, they take over the land. There are so many communities in Plateau State today that if you want, you can come as channels. Yesterday, a reporter was with us when we went to take relief materials to Hutsi. We've been run into an ambush yesterday. So these things are real. We at the beginning of this program we said, let us be brutal, let us tell ourselves the truth. We must tell ourselves the truth if we want to address this problem. This problem is we have to tackle it holistically. It is a problem across the length and breadth of northern Nigeria.
So speaking of brutal honesty, who is trying to grab whose land?
Well, the criminals that came in are trying to grab the land of the natives, the farmers. Our people are agrarian. We're 70%, over 70% agrarian. And we live, just like Colonel Abundu painted the picture, which is very correct. Our communities settle around their farmlands so that they can build. So when one person settles here, another settles a few meters away. That is the type of settlement that you find around Plateau.
I understand, Mr. Jato. I just wanted to be clear in terms of identity, because I imagine that the government has the identity.
This is the narration I got yesterday
unknown?
From the village head in Hursi. When we went, the reporters were there. When he narrated to us, he said the attackers were Fulanis.